me. Y'all know who it is.
Yeah, it is we, the D to the 3P. Sector, motherfuckers.
Recognize.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for joining us once again for another Tale from the Deep.
Exactly. Keeping it going strong.
Episode 118.
Oh, shit, man. You start getting freaking caught. You just in it, you know, you start losing track. But did you release Jay's first?
Yeah, so 17 just dropped. Yeah, and
Okay.
next week, it's 14 or 13 will drop next. Hell yeah.
The numbers will sort it out.
Yeah, you know.
They'll catch
If you know numbers, you'll be able to figure it out. Orange juice.
Yeah, we were just chugging. Nope.
What you know about orange juice, guys?
Oh, man. I know one thing. It got vitamin C.
Might be all you need to know.
Yeah, right? Maybe. You know, what does vitamin C do exactly? It's like, what do you know that it does?
You know, I couldn't even say. I just know it's a vitamin.
I know.
It gives you nutrients and so I know like scurvy.
Well, you know how it enhances like your trips, right?
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, that part. I know that part. But I know like back in the day, like, you know, I don't even surely understand what a scurvy is, but I think it's kind of like a sort of like a muscle cramp or whatever, from my understanding. But essentially, back in the day, sailors would, you know, because they'd be on the ocean for so long, they wouldn't get like vitamin C, and so they'd get scurvies. And essentially, well, from my understanding, that's kind of like where the whole term for British people limey came from, because the British sailors would have a bunch of limes, and that's how they'd fend off against scurvy.
With the vitamin C and the limes? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it could, I don't know, that's what I've been, from my understanding. But yeah, it's vitamin C is it's an important nutrient, I believe.
I think I was reading or something. Go away.
Territorial dispute.
Yeah, it's my spot. Go sit on the couch. On your own spot. Miss Independent. You're a cat, right? But I was reading somewhere that it helps like with I think your neural communications. So I think I was tripping when I read that, but I was like, oh, well then that would make sense why my trip would be more enhanced, because it would actually make my body communicate with itself better. So that would enhance the trip through that communication, because that's what it's doing. It's you have certain neurotransmitters that are being activated whenever you undergo like psychedelic trips and stuff like that. You know, like a lot of dopamine, freaking, and you know, whole things of that nature, and that creates certain sensations in your body. So I've always thought about that, just freaking that communications, you know, I'm trying to make my body communicate better.
Maybe another part of it though too is like, because I mean, I'm sure you remember, like there's times like when you're like really tripping, you know, like when you're like you know, you'd start like, yeah, I wouldn't like say spasming out, but you know, it's like your legs, like you just like stretch them out,
cramps and shit.
Yeah, you know, because you start getting cramps.
Your
and
scurvies.
Stuff. Yeah,
scurvy.
I wonder if, because I mean, you know, your brain's working, you know, maybe it's burned up a lot of energy and shit, and like it's burned up like whatever vitamin C, like saying connectivity and all that, you know, it's depleted.
It's too much because you're overstimulated. So it's having to learn how to freaking process all this different type of stimulation that it's not used to processing all the time. You know? So that's why I feel like psychedelics, you gotta limit it too, because it does open you up more and get your freaking hormones pumping and all your freaking different endorphins going, and your body's communicating, and you're like, boom, you can feel all these different stimulations and stuff, you know. So it's like a muscle, you know. If you overwork it to like a point of like beyond exhaustion, and if you could like tear in some type of way, tear it. So like that's what I feel like I did with my whole, with the tooth thing, and for the 4 years or like 5, however fuck long it was, I was like trying to figure out like how to heal myself and this thing. So that's what I feel like I did. I feel like necessarily I was like, because that was my intent too, was expanding my energy and opening my awareness and, learning how to develop all these different senses and stuff like that. And I feel like I overdid it, overworked it to the point to where I tore my energy field. You know what I'm saying? And that left me weak, like internally, energetically. Like it was just crazy. My body was breaking down. I felt it, for a long time. So I don't know. I've been through, I've gone through a whole bunch of fucking different types of freaking studies to like work through that. I'm definitely feeling a lot better nowadays. But that's one thing I feel like is something to be aware of with the psychedelics, is that overworking yourself, especially with what they do to your body. They could bring more stress sometimes too, if you do it like that, and you're not letting yourself adjust, giving yourself the rest days and times that you need. Some trips are fucking heavy, bro. Some trips are a lot to take in. You're not like, and then you just go trip again the next day or a week later or some shit, and you just had this fucking crazy fucking life transformational ass thing just happen to you, and your whole life is completely different, and then you're just jumping to the next thing, and you're barely adjusted to where you were at, and that's what I was going through. So
No doubt, I agree. Because there's those. We talked about this before. There's those lessons, right? And if you're not taking those in, there's that backup and build up, and it's a process, and it's interesting.
And I definitely think that's going to be more of a conversation to have nowadays, because psychedelics is starting to become legal. Mushrooms decriminalized, and it's on its way to fucking full legalization, I'm sure. So, yeah, bro. We're going to have to really help others, with bringing awareness. And that's one thing I know I definitely experienced. And it's not for everybody either. So don't feel, I want people to know, like, I don't feel like you have to do it to be super spiritual or anything like that, because that's like why the monks in the fucking mountains were talking about, like, you can achieve all these states through meditation, and it's more natural, and it's actually better. It's easy. Doesn't do that to your body. So like how I said, to the point to where I tore and my whole body was like breaking down. It just wouldn't operate the same. I couldn't stand. I could barely stand in place. Like, it was weird, bro. Like, it was like a lot to even hold my weight up, And I was like, what the fuck, So I was just thinking about it for like a lot of years, it seems like now. But it's like, I'm just used to it. But it was a weird fucking thing I experienced, honestly. Like I said, I thought I was like, I don't know.
Neil Armstrong. Going boldly, no man has gone before.
Yeah, honestly, I was bold as fuck. I was like, I'm gonna figure out the secrets of the universe. I'm gonna figure it all out. Yeah. Whoa, chill out, buddy. You ain't ready for all that. You ready for this secret? You're ready for that mystery. You just figure out your life mystery first, and then maybe you can worry about the universe next. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no doubt, man. Man. It can be a lot. Especially after, like we were, doing 5, 3, 10,
And I believe you can be prepared for experiences like that, but you got to build up to that and not just dive in, like fucking sink or swim. Hopefully I make it. Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, then, but even as we're saying too, like the consistency, if you're like, doing 5 every week, or,
Like, it can't be healthy. It can't be. Like what it does to your body, the stimulation that it creates, that just can't be healthy to experience all the time to that degree of like just every fucking day or something, you know. Or I was doing it like at one point 4 times a week, you know. And there was times that literally I've taken at least 7 hits and just passed straight the fuck out, bro, without experiencing it. Like my tolerance was that high. It was weird, bro. But that's still like what's it doing to my body then? You know, if it's not doing nothing to me, like at all, like it has to be doing something. You know, I'm taking in these, especially with acid. It's like a chemical, right? Mm-hmm. So you're taking in these fucking chemicals, bro. It's doing something to your receptors and shit. It has to fucking be, bro. Even if it's not really consciously seeming like it's affecting you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because everything, you know, it's all chemistry. It's all, you know, everything has an effect.
Exactly.
You know, and everyone's body's different, you know, so it's not gonna react. That's the wild thing too. You know, everyone's DNA truly is, you know, pretty unique. So everyone's interaction with, you know, ibuprofen, or that's why you know what allergies are, right? You know, like
it's just a reaction.
Yeah, you know,
to a substance.
Yeah, based off of, you know, your DNA.
Yep. That shit's insane. Everything is based off of like responses. That's one thing I've been realizing. Like life is just a matter of responding, in a sense. You know that you gotta always know how to respond, when to respond, and how, you know, what to do with that response. But growth happens when learning, you know, and maturing and knowing that response, and knowing the range of your responses and how to utilize them for sure. That's what I feel like. Because when I was younger, I responded way differently. You know? And they always say, like, I don't know who the fuck it was some monk or something. Or maybe it was just some unknown author, because I'd be seeing that a lot too. Where they said, true growth happens not in meditation, not when you're sitting down, not doing anything. It happens in the midst of your situations that you responded to before unhealthily and differently, that you're responding to, you know, better now in a more calm, relaxed state. So it always stuck with me. It was more concise than what I fucking made it out to be, but yeah. That's how I remember it.
Want to take a shot?
Shots.
Zicote.
And that's why I love Tai Chi, bro. And martial arts. It's all about that. Response and awareness of what's really happening. You know, life situations.
Oh yeah. It's awareness.
To awareness. Zicote brings that new awareness too.
Oh.
Yeah, what did it say? Enlighten your senses.
Enlightened already.
Right? That's all we've been talking about pretty much. Is your senses, you know, our awareness, sensing things.
My intuition is tingling.
That's that spidey sense.
Shit, man. Yeah, it's been quite some eventful time since last we've convened.
What's this PAPS?
I mean, life.
Yeah, I know.
But,
I know my life at least. And that shit's wild sometimes.
No doubt. I mean, you know, mainly work as usual. But this last week, just went and hung out with my brother and stuff, and we went and like had dinner with the family and my mom and stuff, and we tried to go play some disc golf afterwards. But man, it was like kind of like by a little like a reservoir or something, and yeah, it was mosquitoes everywhere, and like on our first try too, like we all like land in the bush right over here on the left, and it's like we lose one of them, and we have to go through these tall ass weeds and all these mosquitoes flying about. And yeah, it was.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, all right. Remember how I told you about all the mosquito bites I had on my leg?
Yeah.
All right, so I think it was last week whenever I walked Olympus and we went and walked into that fucking big ass field over there of all that shit. I think I was wearing shorts. Okay. And I was like, oh, there's no trail over there, so you gotta I was like, man, I'm a trailblazer. Whoa, crazy. You know what I'm saying? Trailblazing. I was all thinking about some stupid shit. Just my mind just keeps going on this, but yeah, that might have been what it was from. There might have been a whole bunch of fucking mosquitoes in there or something. And it might have been from walking in there.
That makes sense. Yeah, I was wearing shorts too, and yeah, it's annoying, because I mean, I know about mosquitoes. I just completely forgot. I don't know. It just didn't cross my mind.
They disappeared for years. I was like, I ain't been bit by a mosquito in 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one. I don't really go towards I don't go to Sloan's Lake or any open water source really.
Yeah, that's where they're usually at, right? It's
mainly,
around the rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
the Platte's right there by your
but,
house, but
yeah.
I mean, there's not really that many mosquitoes right there. I don't think.
Maybe down there, on the Platte,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think because it's lower, it's it's not a little different.
You think it's maybe because we're also getting older and we're not outside as much?
Definitely, that's definitely part of it. Yeah, it definitely plays a huge factor.
Yeah, I've been noticing that because I'm in my car most of the time.
Right, car or the house,
or my work.
Yeah,
maybe outside. Yeah, so I might be passing through outside for a couple of minutes a day. Or some shit. I've been really thinking about that. Dang, I used to take the bus and shit. Be outside for hours, bro. And I don't know. I've been thinking man, maybe certain things were really good for me, just the way I naturally was, the way my life was structured before. I used to be more energetic when I was young. And I swear, it was growing up, I fucking started working and doing all this shit. And I was my energy just started to, go down, and I feel like it had something to do with that whole situation too, but I don't know, man. I think it was just how my life was changing and how I was doing certain things. And I just wasn't taking care of myself. So now I'm seeing certain things that help. Getting sunlight is the best source of vitamins that you can have for your body, straight up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the sun. It's magical, man. We're creatures of the light,
Straight up, bro. Everything. The sun gives life to everything.
Yeah.
So man, yeah, I've been getting outside more. Good thing I got a dog, so I gotta walk him 4 times a day.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm taking Scooby on a lot more walks too, and yeah, he goes because he's in the routine now, so he knows. I'm pretty sure he's because right after my workout, right? Because I work out pretty much after work on my work days, and so as soon as I come home, because I go work out, then home, and then as soon as I get home, he's always he just goes crazy. But it's only on the days after I work out. So I'm thinking it might be the smell of me or whatever, the hormones. And,
yeah.
He knows he's ready to go. We gotta go, because he goes fucking crazy.
I don't know. I think they could kind of feel your thoughts because my dog be knowing. I think he's sleeping right now. Yeah, he's sleeping right now, but usually he knows when I'm looking at him, or thinking about him. I'll just be sitting there thinking, and then I'll hear him whine. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just thinking about you, bro. Are you whining because you hear my thoughts or something? And I can just give him eye contact, and he kind of knows what I'm saying. Just based off my eye contact with him. I don't know. Dogs are really smart. Animals are interesting. I always felt like my cat really understood me too. Like, and especially my dragon, because she don't fucking say anything.
Yeah.
she fucking don't even make a sound, you know. Hey. Shh.
So lizards don't hiss or anything?
They can. She doesn't try to do that. Hey, get out of that. She doesn't try to do that because that's like a dominance thing. Most if a lizard is doing that, they're only asserting themselves.
Yeah.
But she's a female, and mostly males do that because they're just aggressive like that. You know, males. But she's completely like fucking. What is it? Submissive. She's just super chill. She's never puffed up. Never even looked at me like all crazy. You know, like she's just super zen, chill, relaxed, laid back. She's the fucking tightest freaking creature I've ever met. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, you don't even get mad at me. I've dropped her off my bed. I fucking she's falling off my shirt. If you know what I'm saying, and she just freaking get up, bam, bam. I'm like, dang, and she doesn't get mad or nothing. Like my cat's a fucking. She's pissy. Straight up, let me tell you, she's pissy. Her attitude, she's sassy and demanding. And he's just a fucking crybaby. He just whines a lot. And I'm like, whatever, dude.
Personality, huh? I think that's what makes I guess that's a pet apart from a regular animal, huh?
Yeah.
Something with
right? Domesticated.
Character.
They get all domesticated and they start to take on human characteristics.
I guess it's like anything, right? Just putting it, anything in a certain environment, wants to adapt and, just fit in.
Yeah. My dogs, my animals all act like me, in some type of way. It's weird. They say owners and animals that would look alike. Their facial features kind of will like resemble a lot, and you could tell people's animals just based off of their look, the way they compare.
Yeah,
like I feel like I look like my dog and my cat and my dragon, and then we all have a certain type of look.
Yeah, you guys are all twinning.
Yeah, it's like we have our own lineage over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is our family.
The low line.
Yeah, the low line. Over here with my cat, dog, and freaking dragon with a human at the head, Like, what? I'm one of those, what do they call it? Those freaking, damn, what are they called? They're like a certain type of creature where they're like 4 different types of animals.
Like a hydra?
Something like that, but...
Chimera?
Something like that, but it's not the word.
A man wolf bear pig.
That's the idea, but there's a name for it. They had the whole concept in Animorphs, and it's based off of these creatures. Have you heard of Animorphs?
It was like a book, right? Book series?
Yeah, it's a book, and I think it was a cartoon at one point too.
I know of it.
Yeah, I never got really into it either. I know of it, but that's why I know of it, is because they were based off these freaking creatures. But there's a name for them that I can't think of right now. And that's like how in certain cultures they talk about seeing this person freaking horse type dragon thing or something. Like they see this person or this creature or entity of multiple origins with like all the mixture of animals and stuff. Like he's like human, a reptile, fucking bird. You know what I'm saying? That's the
idea.
Yeah, that's the idea how I got in my little family right here.
You guys can all fuse together.
Yeah, essentially. Fusion ha!
Sneak. Do old tail.
I know. Tail with a freaking... with dog ears. Cat eyes.
Bark.
With that, my fucking instincts to the freaking top of the top, unrealistic type you can't even see of.
That'd be some ninja shit.
That'd be next level, bro. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, that's coming soon to a low near you.
To a low near you. Watch when I have kids.
To the low in your reality.
Watch when I actually have a kid. I'm telling you, I'm gonna fucking go beast. Male or female.
Beastly savages.
I'm gonna try to be as good as nurturing as possible, or as cool as possible as a father. That's my intention. But I'm actually gonna be a super hard ass. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, your life is fucking training. You start from the moment you're born. Like, that's my mindset. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That's how I live my life. My whole life has been kind of like that. You know, I freaking. I always say I make my life my training room. You know, everything is like a form of training, in a sense, where I'm developing something, working on something. Because anything can be beneficial in it, and that's one thing I'm starting to learn growing up. You never know when blunt rolling might actually help me in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you might use that same motion for a different action. You know what I'm saying? So then you have that in your arsenal, that action, and then maybe something you come across in your life is like, oh, this is kind of like rolling a blunt, you know? And boom, you do it so well just because you already have that in your arsenal, you know? And that's why I like doing a whole range of different things, but also not too much, just enough to where I have a good amount that I could still be really good at, you know? Like, blunt rolling is one of my things. I've been rolling blunts since I was 15. I think at this point, I've probably rolled almost 10,000 blunts.
I think so.
I think I'm getting there, bro. At that fucking stage of mastery, like, yeah, 10,000 blunts.
That'd be pretty neat. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, you definitely smoke a lot of blunts. I mean, in a year, maybe, it's like, I don't know, yeah, ballpark at least...
Bro, I smoke at least
100, you know.
I smoked a blunt this morning. No, I tried to. I smoked 2 last night for sure.
And then you smoked 2 more?
I could have, but I didn't. I was too tired. I had to get up early too, so I was like, fuck, I need to go to bed. But yeah. You know something? All right. Have you seen The Midnight Gospel?
I think I watched a little bit of it. I didn't really
Bro, you gotta check it out again. All right, that's kind of the idea behind our podcast. I feel like I think that's the best way to explain our podcast is kind of in the sense that, like that Midnight Gospel, because the type of talk and conversation that they have on that show. It's very interesting. And this dude, he just goes to all these different worlds and fucking interviews just random fucking people and talks about random shit. But it's all these crazy freaking out there type shit, you know? And technically, Earth is a whole bunch of different worlds, a whole bunch of different people that live their own worlds. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, us bringing the people on is like bringing a whole new world into the mix, into our sphere of existence, you know, in the sector. And join these many worlds, come into these many realms and enter.
More than meets the eye.
Yeah, people, you know, you never know who you're talking to. At the end of the day, bro, people are interesting. They got a lot to say, especially when you give them that space.
Yeah, man, you know, going so many times on the rock, you know, so you pick up something, you know. Nobody doesn't know anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right, especially after some years.
Yeah, you know, if you're You know.
like, especially if you're at least 20 and up, doesn't matter at any age, you kind of know something, especially, once you start to comprehend and you could talk for yourself, think for yourself and stuff like that, respond for yourself and respond differently than others and stuff. You start to have a sense of things that is different, and it's just you. And if you could do that, you know a little something. You could share that, Like my little brother, he's 7 years old. He be teaching me some shit, bro. That little man over here falling asleep, MNG.
No. Deep in thought.
You gotta slap yourself.
Just thinking about your little brother.
Your little brother. Yeah, he's an interesting kid, bro. I've learned a lot from people younger than me. I'm not gonna lie.
There's lots to be learned from people younger than you,
Mm-hmm. And I always felt, in some type of way since I was a little kid, because the older people never listened to me just because I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I don't want to be that person like that, who just doesn't listen just because I actually kind of knew something, and I carried all that stuff with me still. And I still carry a lot of that, that I've been thinking about since I was a kid. And that shit kept me going in life. A lot of the stuff that I thought of on my own. Just, that just came to me. I'm like, what the heck, and people making me feel like I can't trust myself because they don't fucking feel like I should be listened to or like I know nothing. So I'm like, oh shit, maybe I do know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can't make it. I don't know. I'm gonna go this way. Maybe, I don't know. That was me. You know what I'm saying? Thinking for myself, figuring it out in life at first. And then now I'm like, well, people be telling me all the time, you're doing better than most people, man. You're surprised. I'm like, maybe I am doing better than most people now. Maybe not most people, but like, especially better than I was before. And I'm doing all right, I guess. Not too bad,
No doubt, man. It could always be worse,
I'm not dead or in jail.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, that's like most the people that I grew up with, we grew up with, most of my family, straight up. So, like, hey. And it's not saying, like, I'm better than anybody, But I didn't see it. Yeah, I'm just saying that. I didn't see myself making it this far. I'm like, oh, shit.
It's like we were talking about, right? It's all about, having those, people go through experiences, that's part of life, right? But it's about learning from, and getting something from it, and understanding what it has to teach you. Because everything does, regardless of what it is, from, someone honking at you to, someone treating you a certain way. Like, it all has some sort of meaning, because for it to get to that point, things have happened, choices were made or not made. Things were seen or unseen, and it's all a culmination of actions, and it's shit, man.
It's all development.
Yeah, and so you gotta be there in the moment and just be open to the, to the change. Because change is constant, and it's gonna happen,
And that's one thing I'm learning now. All right, so because in life, right, we have this idea, especially growing up, like you got to keep it like real, and you have to stay the same or some shit like that. And that's keeping it real. Yeah, or you switched up or changed up, and it's like you're kind of supposed to change with with life. Like, yeah, you don't change the principles of how you live, but you're gonna grow up. You might talk different. You might just be a little different after a little while. Being in different scenes. You just
all that experience.
Yeah, you start to just shape yourself, and that's life. That's real life. That's the real only constant, they say, right? It's change. So This shit's a trip. And that's one thing, I guess, I had a problem accepting. I didn't know how to really process that part of life. It's to change a lot for some time in myself.
It's not easy, you know. I mean, you know, I'm not going to pretend like I'm, you know, completely fine with change. You know, you know, I like comfortability. You know, I like predictability. You know, I like being able to know what might happen next rather than complete chaos. You know,
right?
It's beneficial.
Yeah, right. That's why I wish we could all just be cool.
Yeah, man. So let's get along.
Right? Like, damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I pulled up at the gas station last night. I'm like, shit, fucking dude outside just kind of like, just had a vibe about him. I'm like, man, is it just because I'm high? 'Cause I was super dope, but I just smoked 2 blunts. I was like, felt like I was tripping. So I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, I'm kind of, because at that point, I was kind of like, I had like anxiety a little bit, so I was just breathing. And then this dude was just there, and he said something. I didn't really catch him, but I just looked at him, and he's just like, I don't know. Just the vibe. I was like, man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to fight this fool. So yeah, when I walked back out, I was like, shit. I don't know. But he said, what's up, man, or whatever. And asked me for some money. I decided to give him some money. So I was like, fuck it. And he was an interesting character. Interesting. I was like, well, yeah, I don't know, man. My interactions with people sometimes are weird, bro. I swear, because I don't know what it is when I meet people sometimes. It's just like, we don't know how to like interact with each other almost. You know, especially like other men. It's weird when you go around men you don't know in certain settings. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's humans, man. They're an interesting thing.
Yeah, right. We're
'Cause
fucking animals too.
yeah, we are. You know, we're all about alphas and betas too. You know,
Straight up. So, what is your idea of this alpha?
like what is an alpha?
Yeah.
I mean, in general terms, an individual who is in charge or takes lead and or, you know, it's more like the head of the pack. You know, the idea of like I see him more as like a wolf, right? You know, like, so if it's like, it's the alpha, it's the one who heads the pack, who, you know, who leads the hunt, you know, who gets first, you know, eats first, you know, and then it's obviously it's not the same, we're not wolves, but, you know, it's like, it's kind of that idea. But I mean, you know, to me it's different, because I think, you know, an alpha is someone who's more of a protector, you know, of the leader, who's obviously looks over his pack, you know, and yeah, you know, I'd see it as more of a protector role, you know, as a leader and protector, you know. But I mean, everybody's different, you know, but definitely the lead, you know, but I mean, it's not like there's one alpha, you know what I mean? Like, there's not just one, you know, the alpha, you know.
That shit's interesting because, like, you heard about like meditation and the different like states of like there's like different wavelengths you can enter into meditation, like beta state, alpha, delta, and all the, you know. So like on these different states, your responses are different. Okay, like beta, your responses are like kind of like fear, like fearful, kind of, or like timid in a way, or you know, and that, like, and in the alpha, you're like, your response is to the max, you know, and in delta, I think it's just like a super, I don't know, it's a different state, but the alpha, from how I don't really remember exactly what it said, but essentially how you explain the alpha in like any setting of like animal kingdom or even across like the humans or people or whatever. It's about that. The type of responses that you get with that state of mind, essentially. So I think it really has more to do with a state of mind. That's what I'm trying to fit. That's what I'm starting to think than just like outward appearance or anything like that. It's essentially how you respond. You know, the alpha responds the best. That's why he's top. You know, he responds quicker, faster, more on time. You know, because he can calm himself or do this, that, or the other. Because he has a certain state of mind in that moment. That is just that you can't compare with or something, or there's something that might be holding them back, or you know that they can't get to that extent yet, you know. But essentially everybody, especially us as humans, if you're not like disabled or anything like that, we all have the same capacities, you know. So And not to say that being disabled limits you in any type of way. You could probably do just as much or even more than other people. Yeah. People have proven that time and time again.
Definitely.
You know, so it's just like, it's really about the individual at the end of the day.
About the will, right?
Exactly. The will of the person. How somebody how determined they are. How willing they are to keep on and never give up, you know.
Yeah, man. Preach.
So my grandma, her sister, she almost died recently.
She have a heart attack or something?
She got knocked over by one of the intense windstorms.
Really?
And broke her hip or something like that.
Jeez.
And she had to get emergency surgery, and they didn't know she was going to make it. But she impressed the doctors because of how quick she was able to recover still. She made it. She made it past, you know, that moment of them like, oh, we don't know if she's going to make it. They impressed her already. She impressed them already there. And then when she was going through her treatment, she healed faster than they expected, and she got released from the hospital like even sooner than they were talking about. And it was just a whole thing. Like, that's what she said too. She said, you just never give up. You know, she would say stuff like that. Like, it wasn't exactly that, but like, she said, I can't give up, you know. She's like, I know it sucks, and I just don't know if when I'm gonna get out of here. I want to leave, but I'm not gonna stop. So she just had this will about her to just keep on, and she's fucking 85 or something like that years old, you know, and she's fighting still for her life, you know. She's like keeping going, and now she's out the hospital.
That's good.
She comes over to my grandma's every Sunday and has lunch and everything with everybody. So I was.
Yeah, man. Willpower, right?
Willpower.
The determination and, you know, willingness to. Because, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't easy, you know. I'm sure she had to push herself and really do that physical therapy and stuff, you know.
Be willing. Yeah, you got to want to overcome, you know. It's like, and when you really want it, you just fight.
Just you get
keep going. Yeah. Even if you got to take a break for a second. Get back up and keep at it.
It ain't over until it's over.
It ain't over unless you give up. Yeah. Or you're dead.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah. Game over.
Yeah.
Nothing else after
You're
that.
dead, yeah, there's nothing you can do. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's... So, yeah, man, keep pushing, you know. Don't... Because, like we were talking about with, like, working out, right? Like, you're just... You know, you never really stop working out. You're just in between workouts, you know. It's like, you're just not working out right now, you know. You're just, next workout's later, you know. So it's like, you know. So it's like, cause it's a good way to think about it, right? Because it's like, oh, you know, I'm not working out anymore. It's like, no, you're just not working out right now, you know.
That's definitely a good mindset. Because then thoughts are powerful, man. You know, who knows what that type of thought, like, oh, I ain't working out anymore, you know, creates in your body. It might create a sense of that, like, I ain't you know, my body's like listening to you. Your body's listening, you know. It's like, yeah, we ain't working out anymore, bro. Yeah, fuck that shit. Like, hey, why you trying to work out? I thought we wasn't working out anymore. You go to work out, now it's hard as fuck. You're like, oh, fuck, man, my body, man. You're like, it's just, well, you were saying we ain't working out anymore, man. I thought we was just chilling, so.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro? You're giving me mixed signals here. I don't know what to do now. So your body, you start fighting your body, you know, and then you're like, so that's why you just, you know, once you start, like, you just kind of got to keep up. Don't take too long of a break. Yeah, you do need breaks. I've been realizing, you know, because sometimes I be trying to go forever. Just fucking working out 3 times a week or some shit, week after week after week after week. So now I've been incorporating the rest weeks. Like, have you ever played UFC?
Yeah.
So on the story mode and stuff in the fighter career, you get to go through all these trainings and stuff. And how they train is they would train for 3 weeks on different specifics, and then a rest week. And I was like, I wonder if that's really how fighters train. You know, I don't know. I still don't know. I be asking around. Most people be fucking overexerting themselves. I feel like I'm like, what the fuck, man? Everybody's all stressed. And I'm like, I don't think that's the right way. You know, so I'm like, my body was getting stressed, bro, to the point of like complete exhaustion. So I've been, trying to like, maybe I need to just rest this week. You know.
Yeah, man, it definitely is good to take rest because, the body definitely needs it. And, you know, I mean, if you're just constantly going to, it's definitely not good because at least 1 day or 2 days, minimum, because your body needs a chance to develop that muscle, you know. I mean, I'm sure you could keep pushing through and you might be fine, but it's probably better for your body to get that, development and some sleep in and let it.
Restoration, right? Check it. Restoration. Rest is in the word, so like you need to rest to get restoration, like truly. So like that's what they say. I don't know if they say that in particular, but I know that restoration is found in the rest for sure. Your healing, your body develops inside your sleep. That's why babies, they're developing their whole time, right?
Sleeping the whole time.
That's why they sleep so much, because they're developing so much still. They're not accustomed to life yet. They're developing. They're like, oh shit, I had to react to the air like this. Like whoa. Babies make the craziest faces. You're like, oh shit. Like, ooh. They're cool as fuck, I love babies. And then especially once they start adjusting after like 2-3 years, they're like smiling, they're all like crazy comfortable a little bit, and then they start walking, and they have their own little character. And then, like, my brother now, he's all talking, he's all like comprehending, teaching, he's like trying to show me shit. And I'm like, this is fucking tight, bro. Like, I remember going through that. I was there at one point. Like, I don't remember being a baby or nothing, but I was developing, and just to see the development firsthand of like all these different kids, and I'm like, man, this is interesting.
It is, man. Seeing the full circle, like, cause you were there, now they're there. It's like,
And they remind you of so much because you be forgetting a lot. You forget about I forget about life a lot. I just be like, life just keeps happening, and then now I'm like, dang, I got a lot of I don't got that much. I only got 26 years worth, but that's however much minutes and fucking time of experiences, that I've had, in my own personal arsenal of life. And I'm like, dang. It's starting to feel like a lot. So like, I'm like, man, whoa, hold on, because like, I don't know. I think that's what starts to weigh on people the most is how how much you start to have to remember. And it's like all these different experiences, and it's like, whoa, it's a lot to hold on to. You know, and it's just like, whoa. So maybe that's why people start forgetting shit.
Well, because, what is it? There's no learning, right? Only remembering, you know. So it's just, you know, it's all in the memory, you know.
Remembering what's already known.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Remembering what you know.
It's all here. It's just here. You got to come in contact with the information, learn it, you know, and think for yourself on the rest of it, you know. And then, presto, you start freaking experiencing life and all the many wonders as more lessons come. And I don't know. Then it comes to the point when you're grown and you just direct yourself. Like, what do you want to learn next? You know. Because if you stop learning, man, I think I don't know. I feel like you deteriorate or something. I don't want to know what happens if you stop learning because I just want to keep learning.
You know, I think it's because it's like we're talking about like being older and physical and retiring, right? Like a lot of people, they die within like 1 or 2 years after they retire. It's because a lot of people stop moving, you know? At least that's what my grandpa feels, right? And like if you stop moving, you know, or what is it? It's like, I forget the saying.
You don't get old because you stop moving. You stop moving because you get old?
Yeah, the opposite, but yeah.
You stop moving because you get old?
You don't stop moving because you get old. I don't know if either way, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, you know, it's like, same thing. What if it's like the mind, right? Like your mind stops, you know, if you stop using it, you know, it starts, you know, it's like learning, right? So if you're not like getting me a new knowledge, maybe it's the same way. It's like, it just falls back to that basic state. And it's like, I don't know, just, you know, some like similar theory.
So your mind is based off of neural connections, right? And it needs to reconnect these connections, strengthen, keep them strong, or make new ones in order for it to be healthy. And that's how our system is processed, is through all these different connections in the body, right? So I like, you know, the concept of neuroplasticity, like how the body makes new connections and stuff by learning new things.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe learning is vital for your whole life. If you want to live a long time, you got to keep learning and doing something with yourself, or else you're gonna fall to like some type of despair and depression. And I was telling you, that's until I started doing more with myself, I was fucking depressed. And honestly, I don't know what it is, but I feel like every day I gotta just keep doing just more. Because, like I said, if you're not working your body, it'll just start breaking down.
Yeah, man, I agree. Since I really don't want to keep count because I feel like keeping count like kind of gives a lot more weight to whatever it is you're doing, you know.
Yeah.
It's especially if it's something you're not trying to really like give too much mind to. But yeah, you know, it's been hitting gym every day for a few months now, you know, and like it's part of the routine, you know, and it's hard, you know. It's hard trying to keep that routine and, you know, but it's, I forgot where I was going with that, but it's the process, right? You know what I mean? Like it's crazy that like, you know, it feels even harder kind of to keep the routine than to just do it. You know what I mean? Cause then it gives it more weight, but like,
I know when you're thinking about it beforehand, like, oh, I gotta work out later. Like,
you know,
and then you go work out, it's not that bad. And you're like, oh, you feel better about it after. And you're like, that was great. Like,
that's what I was going for. Yeah. You know, and it's like, yeah, dude, like I've been feeling so much better. Like since I've, you know, made a part of my routine, like, you know, I go through, you know, highs and lows, you know, like everybody else, but like, yeah, since I made a better part of my routine, it's been a lot less low, you know, like obviously I still have, you know, like everybody else. You know, there's things that get me mad, frustrated, down, but
Yeah.
it's not been as bad because I feel like, yeah, you know, you're keeping your body in motion. You're keeping your blood flowing. You're keeping everything moving. You know, nothing's really stagnant. You know, your physical body's moving. Your blood's flowing. You're breathing deep and fast, and you know, it's that constant change. You know, it's almost like a rebirth.
I have this freaking saying. Like I say, circulate and percolate. Okay, so you circulate, you move around. You know, move around, get things in motion. Circulation, you know, and percolate is to like filter out. So like you got to get things in motion, so because if not, your body will start to stagnate and things get stuck and you know like that. But when you're always in motion, you know, keeping a healthy rhythm and when staying in tune with your body and keeping up with it, it really that's how it stays healthy. You know what I'm saying? So your body is built to take care of itself, but we also have a responsibility to do that. And when you're a kid, you just naturally just run and do all this stuff because you don't have these thoughts and all this different stuff in the way, like making you think like, oh, I don't want to do this because this. You know what I'm saying? When you're a kid, you just do it. Because like you're still experiencing, you don't know what to do with yourself. You're like, oh, well, I'm gonna do this. Start flipping, fucking. Ooh, maybe I could do a push-up. You know what I'm saying? You just start doing all this fucking random shit because you don't know what to do with yourself. You have all, you know what I'm saying? So like, but now as you grow older, you kind of you're like you start to know some stuff. You're like, yeah. So then once you get like good things going, you just work with that. You know, but if you start to forget about certain things, you know, like just moving around, exercising, you know, and then your body, all you're doing is staying in a certain motion, or maybe you're not even moving at all. You're at a fucking desk or some shit, you know. And that's why people have so many freaking body problems. I feel like, you know, because we just stop moving as we get older, less and less. It might be because it's more to move, honestly. That's how I feel about myself. I'm like, dang, I feel it. You know, I'm like, man, that's actually like, it's different. Like, working out now is different from when I was like 15 years old. I'm like, hey, I can feel this shit, bro. I'm like, yeah, this is, I'm like, oh shit, all right, I feel different. And then as you're trying to, like, if you're trying to, like, because I'm trying to get bigger a little bit. So I'm getting a little bigger. I can feel my muscle growing, and I'm like, dang, it's even harder now because I got more muscle. So it is just like, dang, constant thing. But it's fun too at the same time. It's like a game you play with yourself. You know, I learned to enjoy it. But
Yeah, man, it's a balance, right? You know, finding it's cool though.
your rhythm. It's all about your rhythm, bro. You just gotta find your pace. Learn your body. Really listen to it, feel it out, you know, and that's the best way. Like, because they have all this bullshit on YouTube and stuff, and it's not bullshit, but they have all this stuff on YouTube and all these different sources. But you gotta also work out for your specific body, and that's why I be trying to make up my own exercises sometimes. Like, I just do random stuff, you know. I'm like, I try to see what my body needs. You know, like I have my own like little push up I have never seen anywhere. You know, I do what do I call it? I had a name for it and shit. I haven't done it for a while. Because I like strained my muscle in my shoulder or something.
Oh yeah.
I lost a lot of freaking progress in my muscle health and just in my internal system, how much push-ups I could do. I couldn't do fucking barely 10 push-ups for a while, bro. It was hard to do push-ups for a while. Like at least like a month, it was pretty tough to get like my muscle strength back. And I'm starting to get there a little bit, but yeah, bro, I don't know. I worked out too much. I remember I don't know. I think I woke up one night at like 4:00 in the morning, like, oh fuck, I forgot to work out. So I go and jump, boom, get on the fucking pull-up bar and start working out and doing all this crazy shit. And I'm like, all right, cool, I did that, bam. But then after that, my muscles were fucked, bro. I did way too much. My body wasn't ready for that. You know, I should have like warmed up first, you know, and got my body a little more up instead of just like coming out of dead sleep, like half asleep, fucking like fucking we got this.
Yeah, maybe a little stretch.
Yeah, at least I didn't even stretch much. I'm telling you, I was like, boy, I gotta work out. I swear my eyes are like half closed. I barely remember the workout, bro. Like, and that's another thing too. I like to really like be in the moment with the workout. Remember each rep and stuff, you know, and like because I feel like that has a lot to do with it too. Being there and present and you know, doing it to the fullest extent. You get more out of the workout that way, you know. So then you end up not having to do as much, I feel like, and you get I get pretty good results, I feel like, for myself. You know, I like my workouts, so that's my thing. I think you should figure out what's best for you, and in any field of life, but yeah, especially working out.
Definitely, everyone's different. You know what I mean? Definitely, if you're have specific things you're working on too, because if you're just trying to lose weight, it's different than if you're trying to build muscle, you know.
That's why you research. You just gotta, that's why they have so much information on the YouTube, on the internet. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If you really want to, you got cell phones, bro. You just look it up.
Just consult the guru.
Yeah, the Oracle, Google.
Yes.
They will let you know. Oh yeah, this is good for these muscles, or you know what I'm saying? Like, this helps with this type, you know, or this. You eat this, and that's for this for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I be doing. I just be looking it up on YouTube or on Google. Sometimes YouTube, I'll watch videos and shit. Sometimes it's cool because you don't have to read the information. You just hear it. It's like,
no doubt. Do you ever use the whey protein or no? You still have that?
I do still have it, but I've never used it. I don't know, man. I'm in a weird place about that.
Have you ever used protein before?
I use protein bars and shit like that.
Never the shakes though. Or?
Yeah, I've never done shakes. Is it all right? Have you done it?
I do some shakes. I've never done them before since I've started this workout, but or this session. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, the one I have is not bad. It's like the one I have is like donut flavored, but it's like it really just tastes kind of like sort of like horchata, but it's yeah, you know, you mix it with water and stuff. It's pretty much almost like water, a little sweet, but it's.
Do you put it in the blender or you just mix it in the cup?
Yeah, it's a little blender bottle and just shake it up in there, and yeah, you know, after because it's post, so yeah, and it's whey and all that good stuff. But yeah, so after workout, just drink a little bottle of that, and you know.
I might try that. I still have that shit on the fridge. It's just chilling.
It's supposed to help with soreness and all that. And
is it?
With growth of muscle and all that.
Yeah, I do. I eat a lot of proteins. A lot of my diet is really geared towards protein. Because I have a real active lifestyle. So I need a lot of protein to build my body with. To be able to be strong.
Yeah.
Man, life be freaking coming at you.
Relentless.
Straight up. You gotta be strong. Tough for that shit, bro. So I'm trying to freaking... My teacher says it like this. It's like the fuel you put in your body, you know. What are you fueling your body with? What kind of nutrients with, you know? So I've been eating a lot of tuna. Tuna, fish, peanut butter, and jelly. is sweet and delicious. Also has a lot of protein in it.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Not too much of it though. Yeah, I have these bagels too. Fire as fuck.
Like what, peanut butter jelly bagels?
Nah, they're blueberry bagels. And I have this there's this hazelnut fucking, what is it, cream? What the fuck is that shit called? That whip topping for fucking bagels they always have, like cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Yeah. So I have some hazelnut cream cheese or some shit, and that shit, just put it on there.
Is that hazelnut cream cheese?
Yeah,
Is that good?
fire. It's pretty fire.
Never tried that one.
Me either. It was just in the fridge, so I was like, oh.
Might as well, huh?
Yeah, might as well.
You want to take the shot?
Let's do it up.
All right, out.
All right.
To finding the balance and keeping it kinetic.
Kinetic from the top.
Oh yeah, we'll be on the job. Thank y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Check out other episodes.
Yes, please.
You know.
Stay tuned for next time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Till next time, though. Peace and love. Oof. Spicy. Oh.